The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holsthausen,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Today's psychologist Rick Carter and his paralegal extraordinaire
My God.
Kathy Holsthausen, and you were in the medical field too, right?
I was a social worker.
That's right.
I can
That's
help.
right.
I can
You
help.
You can help.
Talk people off a ledge.
So the three of us are going to help Salvatano. I do have a house
could
for
use
you.
that, yeah.
You've got a lot going on.
I
Too
feel
much going
I
on.
feel for you, Sal.
I do have a house for you to purchase if you want. If
Yeah.
the other one in Maine falls through, and we got a lot to talk about.
Do you really?
I do.
Is this
I
a
do.
joke?
No.
Is this it here? Can I look at it?
Yeah, you can look at it. It's a nice one.
Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a couple things to it. The price tag is $39 million.
Oh, that's the house
500,000.
I wanted.
Yeah.
Can I buy the 500,000 portion?
Do you know who that is?
That's probably
Do you
the
know whose
cabana,
house-
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Do
That's all you
whose
need.
house this is?
Yeah.
I do know whose house this
Yeah.
is.
Whose house?
Tom Brady's.
Number 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 We weren't supposed to say it. Were we? I
The
guess
goat.
I
The
guess
goat.
it's public record.
Hey, listen.
There's some-
I'd love to get this closing.
What do you get for
What do we have to
$39
do to
million?
get this closing?
I can tell you what you get. You get a turnaround driveway that fits 20 vehicles.
Beautiful.
And you from Charlestown could appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You have that in
I'd
Charlestown,
sell
right?
parking.
Yeah.
You get 5 custom built bedrooms
Five.
customer-
for
Yeah.
$39 million.
Wow.
I like this one because this is from MLS. The bigger the price tag, the nicer words they use.
Yeah.
This has very generous fenestration involved.
Fenestration.
Oh, I don't even know what
Fenestration.
that is.
Fenestration, and I looked
Well,
that up
I think
just in case.
I think Sal wanted the other one. Or
Penetration.
We're
That's
getting to
different.
that, Sal. We're getting to your needs shortly.
That's
You
it.
hang in there.
All right.
Is
You
it,
hang in
is it
there.
fencing?
No, it's the arrangement, proportioning, and design of windows and doors in a building.
Oh.
So I guess they have nice.
Honestly, I
not
wouldn't
to
have
not to be
picked that word.
not to be
I don't even know what it
confused with
means. Yeah.
defenestration.
Which means
it's a big cluster.
it's a,
Kind of defenestration is the act of throwing a person out the window.
oh.
I could do
So
that right now.
fenestration is windows.
And that's we're
Yeah.
bringing right back
Yeah.
to Sal.
Yep.
You know,
So,
Wait a minute, fenestration though. That's just a really dumb word.
Window
to put
plate.
I know,
in a-
and the
in
way
a-
they
in an
the way
ad
they the way they use it is
because
a generous fenestration.
I don't know
I'm not
anyone
sure.
that knows what that
Right.
means.
That's what I'm saying. If you're
Right.
selling a house for $39 million,
They have to come up with a
gotta-
$39 million word.
Exactly.
And gorgeous.
and let me just say
stately.
this: just because you have money doesn't mean you're smart.
right?
It
Right,
just means
well-
you have a shitload of money.
Well, you probably were
And
smart to
walked
get
into
the
it.
Not
money.
necessarily. I know
necessarily.
a lot
Tom
of dumb
Brady's
people.
smart.
Yeah.
He deserves
No,
a
yes.
$39
Yeah,
million
yeah,
house.
sure.
I
He
think.
does?
Yeah.
You see his taxes
Wow.
on this
Sure. What are the taxes?
right down here.
Where are they?
Let's see. Well, I'll just tell you, 100.
Oh, $152,000 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. 3-year salary. Good.
Beautiful. What? Where is it? What?
It's
what section
Brookline.
of
It's in
town?
Brookline
Yeah.
/ Chestnut Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Your neighborhood.
has a-
I actually do know the
it has
address,
a-
but
a wine
I'm not going
room.
to say the
it
address.
has a wine room.
And a
Yeah.
gym and a spa.
The barn sounds bigger than my house.
and the outdoor organic herb and vegetable garden.
Which you have to tend. Now I've paid $39 million for a job.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to tend something now.
Oh,
The-
now there's a
There's a Zen-like experience in the barn.
but there's a yoga
Zen- what's that
studio.
Zen-like.
Is that?
Zen
They
is
just-
something that
Peaceful.
you don't have right now.
Peaceful.
I don't have any peace in my life right now. I'm not even wearing underwear. There's no peace. I'm like a grandfather clock over here.
So let's get,
Sorry, Kathy. I
No.
didn't want to have to.
Wait,
give
wait,
you-
wait a minute. You're like a grandfather
Can
clock.
you not? Can you just let him say it and just let everyone else process it?
let
Why
her
do you have to?
process.
Why do you have to like?
You seem a little
A grandfather clock?
It's got
No
the,
underwear?
It's got the.
For the love of God, if I have to
Yes.
explain
Stop it, Rick.
it's got-
I was like the other night on
Hey,
stage. I did a
swinging.
couple jokes. No one got them. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Nothing like people looking at you, scratching their head.
yeah.
No, you killed the other night.
Yeah, well,
You
thanks.
did. You killed.
That's because I was miserable. I just vented.
Oh,
Did you feel good afterwards?
Yeah.
Right before Sal goes on, I give him probably the worst news he probably has heard in years, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was pretty upset when I heard the news,
Yeah.
and it's not even my goddamn house.
So why don't you explain what happened to Sal?
Yeah, explain it.
Well, Sal was in the middle of a sale of his primary residence and a purchase of a new primary residence. And I understand that you enrolled your kids in the school system and had, really started to make the plans to move to a different state.
Yes.
Right? But his buyer of his house that he owns right now has
So the purchase and sale was subject to your selling his house, right?
Correct.
The guy that was buying your house had to sell his house before he could buy your house.
Running into
and
big
you couldn't buy
problems.
your house until Wow.
Yeah.
Because
It's
we all
like-
need our equity because we don't have $39 million. So
or just Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's front pocket change
That's
for him.
pocket change
Yeah.
for him. So your first house.
It's a recipe for disaster, even if everything goes perfectly. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
It seems
contingencies are bad.
Seems like
Yeah.
a chess match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
This move,
pieces
this
that-
move, and they all.
We
Yeah.
talked about before. It's like watching the traffic go through Boston. As long as each car does what they're supposed to do.
Oh, please don't get me started on that. It'll be a whole nother show.
Well, coming to this show.
Go
that's,
ahead.
That's my thing with the immigration and people.
Now we're
getting
talking
mad.
about immigration.
No, listen to me. Everybody's worried about. Everybody's worried about what religion people are, what they wear in their heads, which way they face when they pray. Just learn to fucking merge, and I will be your friend.
I agree.
I don't care what you believe in. Just merge, and I will think you're the greatest human on the planet.
There's this crazy guy driving a black Lexus SUV in front of me coming to the radio show today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I didn't know it was, well, never mind. He was all over the road. I could see
I
him.
was
He has
reading my notes to the show.
He has his phone up.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
Wow.
like,
Yeah, he's doing
now
everything
he's
but
on
driving.
the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And I can see papers going.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Putting on lipstick.
I go, that's Ricotta.
It was you.
It was
I'm
me.
going to kill him.
all right.
I'm going to kill him.
When they pull me over and say, "You've been drinking," I said, "Nope, just working."
No.
That's good.
The other thing is these kids who don't look when they cross the street anymore, which is job one.
Exactly.
Which job one.
They jump into ghouls,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That walkway, they think and
They're safe.
They're safe, and they don't look.
Looking on the phone, don't look up, don't stop.
Because they're in ghouls. They don't think that.
they think they're
someone
safe.
on the news got trampled by a car.
Yeah.
Good.
because they-
Good. Good.
Well, you got to get rid of the stupid people.
It's called thinning the herd.
That's it.
But
It's
that's
true.
what happened to my daughter Caitlin. She was driving down Elm Street in Manchester,
Yeah.
and some kid just
Walk.
popped out, like in between
Yeah.
two cars.
Yeah.
Just walked
Doesn't
in.
look.
She
Yeah.
slams on her brakes.
Yeah.
The guy in front of her was driving a beautiful Mercedes, smashed into the back of her. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Right,
but
right.
both cars were totaled.
Of course.
Because this kid. And then he kept walking,
just kept
and
walking.
she got out of her
No
car and she
notice.
started screaming at him.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
This is going to be a show for our millennials.
They got
too.
the right of way.
We-
So, you know what I mean? That's,
But they
that's
don't
what
even
they think.
look, though.
I know.
It's
No, you
common
have to-
sense.
you have
I have
to
the right
make-
to fair trial too, so I'll just run your ass over.
Yeah.
You have to make eye contact and make sure the driver actually sees you, because I know it's a law, but most people don't.
But not if you're not in the crosswalk.
Well,
But
the thing is,
these people are in the
They think
crosswalk.
they're in the crosswalk, but they're in between two cars that are parked. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
So you can't see them. But the thing is, you got to kind of wait till the car looks like it's going to stop for
Right,
you.
of
Yeah.
course.
Because 1 out of 2 cars doesn't stop in the crosswalk.
Right, well, look, you should, but
I know.
But there's a timing thing.
Right.
If I'm like at the white beginning of the crosswalk, and
You can't slam on your brake.
Slam on your brakes at
Right,
that point.
right.
I don't like the people that are about 20 yards from the crosswalk
Right.
and then steer you down because you went over.
Right.
Like you know.
need to be at the crosswalk,
Right.
not on your phone, looking around. So I have to decide whether you're
Is someone
crossing the
writing down
street.
these new rules or
Heads
not?
up.
This is why the
Jonathan, maybe
Unabomber
Jonathan-
lived in the
Taking
woods.
copious
That's right.
notes
All
over
right,
here.
thank
Smart
you,
guy.
thank you.
You know what? All I need is a tent and some blueberries.
Sure.
That's all I need.
You're it.
I just got to get away from people.
You're it living.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, let's get back to Sal.
All
This
right,
is-
let's
this is
go,
what
You don't,
Sal.
you don't want to go back to
No,
misery, do you?
let's-
No,
No,
yeah, we
let's
want to get
straight-
back to Sal. So
So Sal has a buyer that can't buy your house because
He's
having
got issues.
He has a hard time selling his house.
And what are the issues? Does that
Well,
matter?
they're big.
a big issue.
Well,
Big issues.
if he can't sell it, doesn't matter what the issue is. If
Right,
it holds
he
him up.
just
well, then
can't
no.
sell.
Some,
this-
well, yeah,
But
well,
there was
but
1, 2, 3. There were probably 3 major issues.
Right.
And in our experience, it
And-
wasn't going to happen.
And what did this guy think was going to happen to these issues?
He's still
Did
delusional.
He know?
He's still calling Sal and saying, "Listen, My wife still wants to buy a house. She bought some furniture.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
We need to get that guy in a crosswalk.
Yeah. Looking at his phone.
Yeah, looking at his
Take him out.
That's right. And then we'll let the estate deal with it.
And the thing is, your buyer of your house is in an emotional situation because now his wife wants the house, but is not understanding that they have a bigger problem because
Yep. It's not me holding it up.
right.
All right. So what did we do to kind of rectify this issue? So
What did we do?
We're not going to mention any names.
No, I sold the first time I sold it at full price on my own, which was nice.
Right.
No realtor.
Yeah, we
Which
had a whole
is which
show on
I was
that.
thinking about that.
Yeah, well, I used to be a
That's pretty
realtor.
lucky, though. That's
well,
lucky.
I did it. I did it to buy the house I'm in now. I did it the first day myself. I mean, I
Right.
used to sell real estate. I know how to sell a house. Anyhow, we sold at full price. No realtor. This time I said,
plus
"To hell
you're a
with
good
it."
seller.
I
You
can
fix
sell. I
everything.
could sell you a pile of no. No, seriously. This time we went and got a realtor. I can't deal with people. I said, just
Well, because the realtor
I
is
can't
going to
do it.
market it aggressively and have an open house and have it be done with, right? And
Yep.
get everything back on track.
and we did. We sold it the first
That's
weekend again
amazing.
at full price. But now I'm obviously
down there.
negative,
broker's commission.
$30,000 in
But
commission.
you're
But he's getting you back to hopefully moving to
And the house you
your
want to
new
move
house.
in, the house you want to move in, is that still on the? Is that still doable?
I had to sign a release Friday. So
Right.
now today we signed a new contract trying to get that house back.
Right.
So right now I just sold my house. I have
Right.
3 kids. I have the house that I was going to buy gone. Right now I
Right.
don't have it under contract. So I could be living in a mobile home next week.
No, I have
not
a funny
bad
feeling.
living. Not bad living.
Hey, you don't like your neighbor? You can hook up to a car and leave. You got wheels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Tub overflows, you get a flat tire though.
That's,
But we hopefully will get the house back under agreement
Yeah.
today, tomorrow, and we'll be back on track. We're just 5 weeks behind, and
is your seller willing to your seller willing to hang in there
well, that's what we're going to find out today.
today?
Well, I
Okay.
don't know why he wouldn't, like from a
Right.
our standpoint. Like, why
It wasn't
would
like
he
she
like put
sold
his
in a
house
day.
back on the market?
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
So
Because that would put him back the same amount of time.
Even longer, probably.
So
Right.
the original guy's out of the equation as far as you're concerned.
yeah,
without a doubt.
And he actually left me a voicemail this morning.
He still thinks
And we were supposed to close yesterday. So
Right.
yesterday came and gone, and we no closing. Now today he's telling me, leaving me a voicemail, he wants the house. But this, as you know, he's got title problems, setback problems. This guy he's got
He's
some
got
issues.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're issues I can't fix.
No, it's
So
not up to you.
How's your wife doing? Because
Well,
this is
again,
a very
yeah.
emotional thing.
Yeah, we're supposed to let the new school know if my son's joining, plus there's tryouts for sports. Then we have to rent. Plus I acquired a rental in Middleton where I live now. So I've obligated myself for a year of rent for another apartment. This is going to cost me $50,000-$60,000
Wow.
for this guy not buying my house yesterday.
Right.
So his screw up cost me $50,000.
Let me ask you a question. So if you go under agreement with your new buyer of your current property, will you go up to your town that you're planning on moving in if that is going to happen?
Will I go? Say that again?
Are you going to move it, just go up to the town to get the kids in the school system, or how are you going to do that?
We're actually seeing if she'll rent us the house because she's already moved out.
Oh,
And
so
there's-
that would
and
be
there's
a great.
rental. There's a rental portion of the house.
Yeah,
right?
there's actually a legal 2-bedroom apartment as part of the
Okay,
house.
so you could rough it there.
So this way, if it falls apart, she'll sue me, throw me out,
That's
and then I'll move back to Massachusetts. So my kid will be totally confused and be in therapy. But what could go wrong?
That's a win in every column.
At least I'll have my underwear back.
Listen, Sal, you're taking this all very well. I'm proud of you.
It's been a tough 3 days. My wife's devastated.
Yeah,
All my
Yep.
furniture's in a warehouse in Methuen,
yeah,
and we'll live. I got one daughter sleeping on the floor.
right.
I can't give up my bed.
No, no.
You have
It's a new
limits.
mattress. It's one of
Why
those
would
memory
you?
foam. I love it.
Sure. Yeah, memory foam.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I don't want my bed remembering anything.
Yeah, my bed doesn't remember. My bed doesn't remember much.
Yeah. When I'm not in it, I don't want you to even know I was close to it.
My bed remembers me begging a lot. But
Yeah,
that's about
it.
Oh,
So
boy.
what, your wife, because it's tough for her because she wasn't involved in a lot of the negotiations. She's like one step removed.
Yep.
She must be really.
Yeah, so I'm
feeling-
relating. Yeah, I got to relay everything to her, and I
and
try-
then she's yelling at you
Yep.
or whatever. But my question to you, Rick, is how come all those problems showed up a week before the closing?
God bless you.
Why?
because we weren't
why?
being told. They were trying. I believe the guy knew these problems were there and figured he could fix them before the closing date. And they still want the house.
Or was it wishful thinking?
As a
Did you
matter of
think it would
fact,
just go away.
I'm almost positive because I'm almost positive his brother was driving by the house over the weekend, watching the open house. So the guy wants my house.
Yeah.
But he's got issues.
It's too
Right.
bad.
So why would he tell me he has a problem, knowing I would say you're out, then
You're
I'm
out,
putting it back
right,
on the
right.
market?
So
And
what,
I'm not
what could
gonna
someone
knock,
what could
I'm gonna
someone have
knock
done on that?
any other attorney's office or
But
title
go
company,
ahead.
but I'm like,
Maybe if
sometimes
you
Rick
say
thinks
it.
I'm a little bit of a nag, but I am like all about it. If I see a closing
not true.
date,
No.
Can I say this? I think she's the best paralegal I've ever seen in my life.
Clearly.
No, that is
he just
true.
wants
That-
me to show up for the
No,
next
no,
2
that-
weeks because
that's true.
Ronell is on vacation.
No, that's true.
But my thing is, if today is the what is the date today? The
Today's the
13th.
13th.
If we're getting purchase and sale agreements for closing on August 30th, right? Everyone's like, there's plenty of time. Do the math on how many business days
Days
there
you
are
have.
between
Yeah,
today
sure.
and the 30th
Sure.
of
Not
August.
Not many.
Not many, right? So some loan officers or even brokers think that is okay.
Right.
Okay. That's not okay. It doesn't give us enough time to do our due diligence and
See?
figure out if there's a title problem. And if there is a title problem, to fix
it.
the title
It doesn't
problem.
just get fixed in an
and
hour.
Then I don't want to get a call as a buyer or a seller, for that matter, 2 or 3 or 4 days before the closing, because now my
It's gone belly
furniture
up.
is in
Yeah,
storage.
sure.
Did you show your house empty this weekend?
I pretty much there's some stuff, but
Right.
yeah.
So that kind of screws up your sale because now you can't stage your house the way you.
Did they tell you to put some furniture back in?
Well, I've had someone, I had a couple realtors come in. One's like, we should stage it. I'm like, let's not go down that path. You're right. Unless you're bringing me my underwear back. I don't care about vases and
We gotta
precious
buy-
moments and Hummels. I don't need a Hummel to sell my house.
We got to buy this guy some underwear.
Yeah.
I know he seems to be
Yeah.
pretty
It's a
documented.
big
Because
thing.
the
They're Mitsui.
He's,
Yeah.
he's worried about
Statistics show-
fenestration.
Hey, listen.
I'm
but
worried. No, it's no underwear penetration, but that's a whole
It's all-
nother.
the stats show that a house that is full of furniture
Correct.
sells better than an
Right.
empty house.
Yeah, because everyone stages now. That's the
right.
the big
That's
right,
the
right.
thing.
But
You
your
know-
broker jumped into action. We knew we had to get it sold within a few days.
Yep.
Had the iPhone out taking pictures.
Yeah,
Literally-
we did it
Oh,
quick.
and yeah, didn't even bother with the professional photographer. Just jumped into action. That's
Well,
that's awesome.
I had one realtor tell me, "Well, do it. We were going to have an open house this coming weekend." I'm like, "Well, that's a week too late.
right,
I already lost the house. At least if I can come back a day or two after.
right.
But now you're asking for a week plus. Someone else could come in and buy the house.
No,
that I'm
they're
trying
going to
get.
throw their house on the market as
Yeah.
just like you did. You know what I mean? The same. So
So she was too aggressive on putting me off. Like we're talking 2 weeks away by the time it actually happens.
Right.
Then you have to get offers. It's a long time. So I
Right.
said. So she lost the listing. But,
Yeah.
you know, you have to. I get it. Professional photos, and now everybody wants to do.
Well, they got to listen to what the
what's the
client says.
what's the thing? That they fly over your house. I can't even.
The
say it.
drone.
The drone. Like I don't know why someone needs to see my roof shingles and gutters to buy my house.
yeah.
But apparently everybody wants an aerial photo of
Sure.
the house today
Because you can.
because
I like
you
I
can't.
like what they told you up in the main property about the roof.
oh yeah, it's 4 years old.
4 years old. They didn't say that was the only
Just
part.
the
was
porch.
The overhang.
Just
right.
the overhang.
Yeah, just.
Oh, you meant
one
the
little-
whole roof.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
There's 20
So-
grand.
All right, Sal. What advice would you give our loyal listeners?
Get a mobile home and a Holly. If you're young,
buy
get
some
a.
extra underwear that are in
Always-
storage.
Do not put 9 out of 10 pair of underwear in a storage container.
You know, everybody should have.
You'll find yourself washing the only pair in a utility sink in the garage and a tight
No
fit.
wonder your wife got a separate rental.
Everybody should have like a glass box, like a fire thing with
Yeah.
underwear in it.
Yeah.
In
Right.
case of emergency,
You break.
glass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you
Okay.
grab
I know
your
what you two
underwear.
are saying. You guys haven't worn underwear in years.
I'm
Well,
sure
I-
broken glass isn't going to be a problem in that area.
Not in the
we
area.
won't think
Thank you,
about that.
No, seriously though, get a
underwear's
vasectomy and
over.
don't have kids, and then you don't have to worry about real estate.
And then
you don't,
don't
have to
get
worry about
married.
school,
Don't get married.
soccer,
Because then you won't
sure.
have an upset wife.
That's
right. Yeah. Just stay by
Just
yourself.
buy a double wide and
Right.
that's it. That's it.
Double
However you
wide.
live in your life when you're 17, stay that way.
That's
Right.
Don't
actually
grow.
awesome.
Right.
That's
Right.
awesome advice.
Don't grow. Don't think
don't
about
mature.
anything. Don't mature
At all.
Right.
Stay
Just
clueless, broke,
Right.
and homeless, and wifeless, and kidless.
right.
At 17,
Mr. Jonathan,
you
you
don't
getting
need
all this
underwear.
down? We got some sage advice today, boy.
Right.
It's terrific.
Yep. Tune
Who
into
needs
the
real estate?
real estate house party for Sal and Tony's advice.
Oh God!
In this
And you-
case, misery needs no company.
Nope.
So let's go back.
doesn't.
Let's go back to disclosing. disclosing issues, right?
Like your fenestration.
No, not like fenestration.
You know, I knew a guy. I have a buddy. You're not going to believe this.
Yeah,
I have a friend who had a brother who built his house. It was in upstate New York, and this guy was a little off. But as we pulled up to his house, I was going to see his house for the first time. His windows were not matched at all. They were at all different levels.
Bad fenestration.
Bad fenestration.
Yep.
But he had put his windows in because he was hunting deer from his house. So he'd put corn around and floor the door in.
That doesn't count.
Right. So in the bathroom, he had right next to the toilet, the window was right at his elbow level, and he had a gun there so he could sit on the can and shoot deer. And then he had another room where he could stand and shoot deer.
Is that how you used to fish too? Get a shotgun?
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of hunting, out in the wilderness?
Some people just like killing things.
I mean, who wants to shoot a 30-06 when you're sitting on the shit? Come on. I mean, that could really backfire in a lot of ways.
Sure. Also, it could eliminate the need for a plunger.
Yeah, you probably won't need much after.
Hey, the toilet's clogged. I got a 12 gauge right here.
That's it. Look at that. Don't even need a toilet. Now it goes right through the floor. Look at that. Is that on the? What's on the couch?
Oh my God.
That's
fenestration.
Is this over yet?
It's been over minute 2.
No, but so when we come up with a problem, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to your other solution. You didn't say it. I was going to say it, but I thought if it came from you, it'd sound a little better. Maybe do title searches earlier in the process.
Well, right. I don't want to be surprised.
Like I did Sal's. We did Sal's as soon as we
I don't
heard
want
how
to
he's
be
selling.
surprised. I don't want to
Plus, we did your
title.
refinance so many times. I want to make sure all those mortgage discharges were on record.
Who was it incumbent on to do the title search for the buyer?
Bank's attorney.
Yeah.
The bank's attorney.
Yeah.
So he's a nitwit too.
Well, even if he had the title and he knew the problems,
somebody should have known these problems before 3 days before the close.
And we're wondering if the seller should have known.
I'm more proactive.
Right,
Like I'd rather pick up the phone and say to the real estate agent or say to the loan officer or whoever is involved,
right?
Can you look at this? Or
this seems hinky to me.
We have a I think we have a problem. We have solution A, B, and C. This is how we're going to go down.
Right.
We'll keep you posted.
Right.
So then the onus would be on the broker to say, the closing attorney might have a problem
here.
So kind of put it in their head so that they have an option to make another decision, or maybe not put their furniture in storage on that day,
right.
If they're not going to be able to sell.
So is this a case of where somebody didn't do their job, didn't know what was happening, or does it matter?
B.
Yeah.
They did their job late into the process, and the seller probably should have known about some of these issues.
I agree, especially considering he was the builder of the subdivision.
Oh.
And another person in the subdivision trying to sell, and they
having
can't
the same problem.
And they can't for the same problem.
because there's a title problem with the whole subdivision. It sounds like
Right.
So now they're all. So this guy could have major lawsuits. He should have given them clear title as the builder.
Right.
So everyone starts going after this guy. He's not buying anything for a while.
Right. You're right.
I mean, he's not.
It's funny, all our purchases, well, not all of us, but we've each run into a situation where day of the closing, I literally had the van backed up into my driveway, ready to go off, and the closing attorney called me and said the buyer is no longer qualified.
Wow.
This is what happened. This is what this guy did. That's why we always key on the conditions to a commitment letter. So this guy had a commitment letter.
With 25 conditions.
Right, and one of the conditions was pay off this loan that you did not pay off years ago. It was only $2,000, and he said, all right, I'll just take care of it at closing. And the underwriter, who probably didn't do their job either, finally figured out and said, wait a minute. They've already beat us on this. It's a government loan, and now we're not loaning this. We don't even care if it's only $2,000. Literally pulling out of the drive. I called her about 40 times there.
Can you call the bank and see if they're approved? I just called them 2 minutes ago, and they're not.
No longer approved.
They couldn't take it out of the settlement disclosure, though?
Then he doesn't qualify.
Okay.
They said
he was that close
because he defaulted on one government loan, even though it was only $2,000. We're not giving you another government loan, so he had to reapply for another loan. So 30 days later, I had to do. She had it. Didn't you have?
Our buyer. So we had already bought our house, committed to buying our house, and we bought closed and everything, but we don't want to be stuck with 2 mortgages going forward. So we had a closing 2 weeks later, and then the day before the closing, they called me and said it's not closing, and I had it cleaned and over checking on the pool and just really annoying stuff.
Absolutely.
And then they called and they said, was my buyer? There's a problem with his social security number.
He had too many of them.
Oh, he had too many.
And I was like, I've never heard of that problem. And that's if they said we're waiting for this one thing, or
right.
I was in a huge panic. I'm having him call the president of the bank.
I called the president of the bank. He still hasn't called me back.
When was that, 87?
No, it was only 3 years
No,
ago.
it was-
But he took my call once. We actually help him incorporate, I think, but a whole another story. And he says, I'll get right back to you. Yeah.
Never got back to you.
Never got back.
It ended up working out okay.
Yeah. But we've had a few of those.
But the other thing that kind of mind baffling to me is when you show up at a closing as a seller, you are giving the keys to the buyer right then and there. So anything that's in that house needs to be gone.
Right.
It's almost like you're moving out and pulling the door shut, never to enter the place again. We've had several
I had one
sellers
today.
show up. I know.
I didn't tell you today.
You did. But several sellers not understand that concept.
Their house is completely full and they sell it and then they think they're getting their shit out.
Well,
Yeah.
right.
They've
And-
sold the house. We've actually going on record, and they said, "Oh, I still got another day's worth of stuff to get everything out
But
of
the
there."
buyer has their
Unbelievable.
moving
They have to move
truck,
in.
Yeah.
and
Moving
they're
in.
driving.
Because they own the house now.
Right.
Right.
So I don't understand why sellers don't understand
You know what
that
they
concept.
should? They rely so much on the attorneys. They don't even read the purchase and sale. It clearly says in the purchase and sale you have to have in broom clean condition, which is not professionally clean, but broom clean just means everything's supposed to be out of there. But they don't read that. Oh, we had the guy. I was at the registry of deeds, and he says, "Oh yeah, so I should be getting everything out within the next week or so."
Week or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Or so.
No
Or
clue.
so.
Is that even on the calendar?
Right.
Or so.
Or
What
so.
day? What day? It's or so.
one of our sellers, I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, was giving us a hard time because the purchase and sale agreement said that it was supposed to close at 10, and our schedule was that we could be there at 12. He kept fighting back, pushing back. It has to close at 10, so we moved a couple things around. It's closing at 10. He shows up at the closing, and he's like, I'm not out of the property yet, or they went
Right,
through the walkthrough
right.
and all his stuff, and he
Right.
and I'm thinking he's pushing back
You're
for
pushing-
10,
right,
and you're
right,
not
right.
even, you haven't done what you were supposed to
Yeah.
do.
We have another one. And another one that's simple thing. I had this the other day, and every once in a while I get it. The oil adjustment. He goes, "I'm not paying an oil adjustment. What do you mean I have to pay?" The guy was
Absolutely.
very angry about it.
Very angry.
I said, no, it's. He goes, "This is the first time I'm ever here, and I have to pay an oil." I go, "Not
No,
really.
it's in the purchase
in
and
your
sale
purchase and sale.
agreement.
It says it under adjustment.
Read it.
Read it. It's almost like they rely so much on attorneys, and I go through almost every paragraph. You must get bored
Oh
with
my
tears. with it.
goodness.
Yeah, you get bored with tears, but you got to tell the people, but they don't understand some of the basics, which
Well, they don't want to understand.
They don't
just
understand.
Everyone wants
I've
it
had this
simple.
before.
They want what they
tell
want when they
them-
want
Right.
it.
Tell them to take the oil out of the property. I'm not paying for any adjustment.
Right.
Really? Okay, that's a sensible approach to
So
it.
go have the oil pumped out.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they say.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unbelievable.
I'd love to have you as both of you guys were great sellers.
I would tear people apart. No, seriously though, I bet you if you went to some of these people's houses, there'd be the teeth marks on the windowsill from chewing on it, and that's why lead paint is very important. 'Cause there's some goddamn dead brain people up there. I
yeah.
swear to God. Like you just can't deal with them. I used to sell real estate. I know, and it's like I used to show up and people would have dirty underwear on the floor trying to show a house.
Oh, my
And you're like,
God.
you know we're coming. You
Yeah,
can't just
but-
put your laundry in a basket. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
how you want to show your home.
I've seen this stuff on. They're taking pictures for the staging. Someone's bra straps right in the bathroom.
Point of fact, some people are into that.
Oh yeah.
Only Jonathan would
Right.
come up with that.
That's why I bought the house, but
That's what they did to stage it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
So-
threw underwear around.
Right.
So my neighbor's selling his house, and he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
So I was really happy that he's leaving.
Hopefully, we're not going to get a lot. I hope we're not getting a lot.
I don't care. I don't really
He's a jerk.
care.
What do you care?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I was kind of not really snooping, but online, just seeing how much he's asking for his house and whatnot.
You were
So the
snooping.
pictures of his house, I don't know who took them, but when you walk into the
Oh, yeah.
bedroom, people have throw rugs. Well, the throw rug was looked like someone
yeah,
had
yeah.
tripped
Right,
over
right.
it, and they just take a picture of it. He sits in this stupid plastic chair out in his front yard.
Yeah.
they don't take. It's not like a decorative, nice like Adirondack chair or
Right,
anything.
right.
They take the picture of the front of the house with this stupid plastic chair in the middle of it, and he has this huge pile of wood in the back, and that's one of the pictures, like decking.
A lot of
You know
guys
what
are
I mean?
Right.
a lot of guys are into decking.
Yeah.
We never have enough
Big
deck.
decking. Yeah.
No, old decking, yellow
Huge deck.
decking.
Yeah.
He
Here we go.
didn't even have a deck in the rear.
Not even a deck in the rear.
It was all piled up, though, right? The pile.
It was
Backed
all
up.
broken.
Apparently, they were
Sure.
trying to get a lumberjack to buy the house.
Sure.
A man who loves his wood.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not
Nothing-
even a
no-
real estate
yeah.
agent, and I wouldn't. I was picking out everything wrong with the house.
Nothing
Like,
worse
Right.
than a splintered deck.
No.
Nothing.
No, or a broken deck.
Broken deck.
The splintered. The pictures are too much. Sometimes you see the realtor right in the picture on the.
In the mirror in the
yeah,
bathroom.
yeah.
With someone's toe.
There's someone surprised.
Porcelain tile. So they're wearing flip-flops with the hangnail, and you're like, a nice tile. You could have put your foot out. You could have pulled the foot back a little.
A little bit.
But it's what, right now I think people think they're just going to throw their house in the market. Rates are low, things are
Yeah.
selling, and they're
Guess
going to get
what?
what they want. And it's starting to cool
It
down.
is
correcting
it
itself.
definitely is cooling down.
You still got to do your due diligence.
There's not a
gotta do
ton of price wars out there anymore,
No,
right?
we
Things are
used to-
starting to even
some
out.
houses, but it used to be 30 offers on a house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now there might be 3, but yeah.
You
so
need
it's
it. You
not-
need that correction, though. I mean,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
somebody who's not in the housing market, how do you get in the
But a
housing
lot of those
market?
buys, 27 out of those 30, say I'm not even going to do it. I can't take that anymore. It was warfare. I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I'm going to wait till it subsides a little
And
bit.
if the house is priced right, you're going to get a full price offer, and that's going to be it, right?
Right.
That's
right.
what.
Yep,
so that's
exactly.
the way it's
Yep.
supposed to be.
It's got to be priced right. You
Yeah.
can't oversell it. Can't undersell it.
Price it a
Right.
little under, not over.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Hopefully, get that bidding war.
Yeah, hopefully.
Jonathan.
I guess we're done.
Hey,
We're over.
we had 10 more minutes to talk about, but I guess we better go.
We're only kidding. We're ready.
I'm done.
Thanks for joining us
That's
on
so
the Real Estate
funny.
House Party. I saw the look on his face. I knew it was
It's like
coming.
the hook. It's like
I know.
the hook.
I know.
Come on,
It
You
seemed
got
like
it.
you were coming to a natural close.
Well, we are now.
I love Jonathan.
Thanks for joining us here, paralegal extraordinaire Kathy Holzhauser. She is the best. Tony V and Sal. I'm not sure how much therapy we did for you today, but
Probably none.
hopefully next time you're getting rid of the blue hat. All right. All right. Thanks for
For a
joining
pink
us,
hat.
and we're gonna have you back.
Thank you.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.